Hey guys, welcome to CryoFX Rentals. This section is on confetti and confetti related machines for rent. Now, jumping right into this, a couple of different options. There's two types of confetti machines. You have your bulk or your stadium style continuous flow confetti machines, and then you have your individual single cue, single shot confetti machines. And I'm going to explain the difference between both of these so that you can understand these a little bit better. And when you come to us for renting these items, and of course the consumables, the confetti, you're in the know on what to tell us so that we can get you the right rental price. So with the stadium style machines, there's generally two machines. You have your large and your small, depending on what your needs are. If you have a larger arena or a larger stadium, a higher ceiling, you're gonna need the large one. If you don't and you have a smaller, more intimate setting, or you don't want confetti to go that far, the small one works, perhaps 2 or 3 or more small ones. Now, those machines take CO2 tanks. Yes, so CO2 tanks or pressurized gas tanks are required to operate those machines. So let us know what the runtime is for those machines and we can make sure that we quote the right tank for you. Now the consumables with those obviously is confetti. The best way to calculate this, 1 pound per second of confetti. If you calculate it like that, you're gonna have more than enough, I promise you. But I tell you this because, tell you, regardless, I tell you this, just want to make a joke of that. I tell you this because if you do any less, it's better to have more than not enough. We've had people rent these before and they don't book enough and they just didn't get the effect that they want. So with that said, 1 pound per second. Of course, we need to know how many seconds of runtime to quote the right amount of confetti. If you want less, let us know, we'll quote less than the 1 pound per second. Obviously, the type of confetti, color, and type. So many different colors. The types, you have Mylar, you have biodegradable, you have regular paper confetti. Those are just to name a few. So make sure you tell us the type, different prices for different types, and of course availability. We can also do mixed confetti as well. So that's something that you need to know for those machines. Now, there's confetti tubes or single shot machines. The single shot machines, there are 2 of them. That's a tongue twister, right? So you have your machine that has some type of air tank on it or some type of holding tank for air or gas, and then a tube. You put the confetti in that, whether it's loose confetti or a confetti sleeve, you put a cap on it and you blast it off. Typically, you can fill those with either CO2 tanks, nitrogen tanks, or an air compressor if you have that. Let us know if you want that machine and of course how many blasts you're going to do, and we can make sure we set you up with the right equipment for that, whether it's a specific type of air compressor, whether it's a specific type of regulator for the CO2 or the nitrogen tanks to keep filling those tanks, because we'll set it, we'll send it to you, and you don't have to touch any of the controls because that regulator will be set to the right type of adjustment so that you don't explode that tank on the confetti machine. And of course, the consumables that I previously explained would also apply here as well. Now, the single shot cued machines is what I call them, or single cue, single shot. We have a 1, a 2, and a 4 cue. What does that mean? That means that this machine is DMX controlled. The other machine that I explained, actually, let me back up a little bit. The stadium style confetti machines, the larger one is DMX controlled and the smaller one is manual valve controlled. So you can use the larger one with a DMX controller local to it to activate it. Otherwise, it has enough confetti where you can just hook everything up. You don't need a person at the machine. The smaller one, you do need somebody at each machine so they can activate it, they can put the confetti in it and make it look like that, like you want it. So the other machine that I explained that has an air tank on it, 1 person per machine, you have to load it. You can actually let the machine sit and activate it either manually or with DMX, depending on the version of the machine. Now, also, we have these cued machines or single shot. These are all DMX. Now, these are a tube that comes preloaded with confetti. It has a nitrogen cartridge inside that when a 12-volt charge hits that, it opens it and basically explodes it out, and the confetti and or streamers come out of it. There's 3 different sizes, a small, a medium, a large. I believe it's 18-inch, 24-inch, and a 12-inch. Don't quote me exactly on that. I don't have it in front of me, but Small, medium, large. Just think of it like that. Small, short distance, medium, farther, large, a lot farther. The large will shoot out enough for an entire stadium and make it look good. We've had these on multiple shows before. Now, this equipment, you may ask, what's the benefit of the single shot queued machines? Well, if you have a single shot 4Q, you can have 4 tubes on it that you can either blast off all at one time or do 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, or you can do pairs, 2 and 2 or 1 and 3, whatever the case is, you decide that. Those are all DMX controlled. They're set up at the beginning of the event and that's it. So you need to let us know how many shots that you want. Typically, you do not reload these during an event. If you want to, you can, but you typically mount them, you put the confetti tubes in and you leave it. So how many of these do you want? How many machines and how many tubes? And of course, what type of machine? 1Q, a 2Q, or a 4Q. 1Q holds 1 tube, 2 tubes, and of course 4 tubes. And of course, what size of tubes? Now, the confetti and or streamers inside, again, as those are consumables, those are preloaded. You do not switch those out. Once those blast off, the tube is trash. You throw it out. So let us know what type of confetti you want inside as well. Mylar, biodegradable, neon, black light, and of course any streamers and regular tissue paper or designs. I think designs are available as well. Regardless, that kind of covers the gist of this. And last but not least, if you need DMX cables and a DMX controller, that's our DMX package as well. If not, and you're a production company, that's completely okay. This should cover all of the confetti for confetti rentals. Thank you for watching CryoFX Rentals, and we'll see you on the next video.